I know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin with DreAllDay.com. Today's topic is players ask me. People who are going on stage to speak ask me. Anybody in any type of sport, any type of performance, anywhere that you give any type of presentation where you're doing your thing, whatever your thing is, in front of an audience of people, people ask me about a fear of failure, performance anxiety. How do I get over the fear of failure? How do I get over really being so concerned that I'm going to fail going after my goals? And it's not necessarily just for performing and like on the stage or in a game or making a sales call or something like that. This could be overall just fear of failing in life. I got a goal of making it to the NBA, but I'm afraid that I might fail at that goal. I got a goal of graduating college. I got a goal of being a successful person and helping my family out, but I'm afraid that I may fail and come up short and everyone's gonna be disappointed in me. How do I deal with that fear of failure? I'm gonna give you 3 things today that you're gonna use to get over your fear of failure, not only in the short term, but also in the long term in anything you do in life. So if you got a pen and pad, anything handy where you can write with, take notes on this, because this is the type of stuff I talk about on my podcast. It's called Work on Your Game. It's every single day, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, everywhere else. Number one thing, is it really that bad if you were to come up short? If you were to come up short of what you're gonna do, is it really, really that terrible that you had to be just so terrified of it that you can't even think straight? You can't even function straight because you're so afraid of coming up short. If you were to come up short, what's going to happen? If you come up short of making a basketball team, if you come up short of making it to the highest level ever in your sport, you come up short of having a $1 billion business, you come up short of doing this thing for your mom or this thing for your kids or whatever it is you're putting all this pressure on yourself for, if you come up short, what's going to happen? One of my favorite books of all time is called It's Not How Good You Are, It's How Good You Want to Be, by an author by the name of Paul Arden. He's from the UK, and his books are only in physical print. I've never seen them in the digital version. He said there was a kid who went to his dad and said, "Hey man, I got a problem right now, Dad. I got a problem I need to talk to you about." His dad didn't even ask him what the problem was. His dad said, "Well, are they going to kill you?" And the son said, "Well, no, they're not going to kill me." He didn't even ask him who or what he just said, "Are they going to kill you?" Son said, "No, they're not going to kill me." Dad said, "Well then, son, you don't have a problem." And I want you to look at it the exact same way. And y'all all have heard the cliche, right? Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Kanye West made a song about it. If it's not going to kill you, it's going to make you stronger. It's going to add to your experience. It's going to make you more knowledgeable and wise for things that happen to and for you in the future. So don't be so afraid of coming up short, because even if you do, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Maybe just you thinking about the fact that you came up short. Maybe somebody saying something about you. Maybe you just having some feeling within you. But if you come up short, no great catastrophe is going to happen to you. So you need to stop thinking in your mind, creating this doomsday scenario of coming up short and failing, if you want to call it that. Number 2, would your failure really, really, really be that terrible? And I want to put it in perspective by asking you this question. Look at your current life right now compared to your goal. So your goal was over here, your current life is over here. And I want you to look at your life, the way that you live on a day-to-day basis, the actions you're taking right now consistently. If you keep living the exact way you're living right now, you keep living this way for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 3 weeks, whatever you're doing, would you even reach your goal? How long would it take you to reach it? Would you reach it in the next 5 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 50 years? Would you even reach the goal if you kept living the way that you're living right now? And often when I work with people and I ask them this question, they say, you know what? No, I wouldn't reach the goal, or I would reach it, but it would take me 50 years when this is a 5-year plan. So most of the time, when people say they're afraid of failing, they claim they're working on their goal, but if you actually look at what you're doing compared to where you want to go, you're not even on pace to reach there. You're not even on pace to reach your goal, which means, by definition, you're already failing. I'm going to say that one more time. Looking at where you are right now compared to where you want to go, if the pace that you're on today does not get you to your goal by the point that you want to get there, then you are already failing, because you already aren't going to make it to your goal if you keep doing what you're doing, which means you're already in a failing situation. You're living through it. You're not dying. Life is not just terrible. You're not down laying flat on your face naked in the streets. You're alive. You're making it. So failing isn't that bad, because you're failing already. And I'm not saying that to make you feel bad or to talk down on you or to put you deeper into a state of, depression or stress or anxiety, whatever words you want to give to it. I'm saying that to say this. What you're doing right now is not even getting you to that goal. So you being afraid of failing actually doesn't exist. Since you're already in a failing situation, you see it's not that bad. Now it's time that you can turn it around and do something about it. That's point number 2. Here's number 3 point. This is the toughest point of everything I'm going to say here in this video. Number 3 point, when it comes to you reaching your success, since we're talking about getting over a fear of failure, you're going to be afraid of failing. Hopefully, if you're going after some big goal, some ambitious goal, some goal, you got a goal, okay? You can't be afraid of failing going after success if you don't have a goal. You can't be successful without a goal. So here's the biggest point of everything. This is the kicker to everything. You must commit to doing something. Commit to doing something before you have any idea how you are going to actually do it. I'm going to repeat that one more time. And this is about defeating the fear of failure. You must commit to doing something before you have any idea whatsoever how you are going to achieve it. Now, you may be thinking, well, how the hell am I supposed to do that, Dre? If I'm afraid of failure, I thought you're supposed to make a plan first. I thought you should have a clear path. Or how am I supposed to commit to something I have no idea how I'm going to do it? That's exactly the point. You have no idea how you're going to do it. You have no idea how you're going to commit. You would think that you're crazy to commit to something when you don't even know that you're going to reach it yet. This will eliminate your fear of failure. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, now you can't sit there and mull over it and agonize over this and how am I going to do that and how am I going to do that, because look, you don't even know exactly how you're going to do anything right now. So there's actually nothing to agonize over. Number two, you got to put yourself out there if you want to succeed in life. You can't name a single person in this world who has crawled or tiptoed their way to success in life. You can't crawl or tiptoe your way to success. You must jump. It's kind of like being at the edge of a cliff and there's another cliff about, let's say, 5 feet away. You can't walk from one cliff to another cliff that's 5 feet across. Nobody's legs are that long. Okay, you gotta leap. You can't walk there, you gotta leap. You gotta leap off this edge and you gotta land on that edge. And in between is a deep ravine, and if you don't make it, if you come up short, you're gonna die in the middle. Now here's where you are right now, is on this edge. The success is on the other edge, and everybody who tried to get there that died is down there. But let me tell you something. You might be looking down in that ravine and thinking, damn, there's gonna be a whole lot of dead bodies in there. People who aimed for their success and just didn't reach it. They tried to make the leap and they didn't do it. They came up short. But to the contrary, on the contrary, most of the people in life, and these are the people who have died, the people who are alive now, and the people who will come after you and me and everybody else, most of them still standing on that cliff looking. They stand on the cliff looking at the success they want on the other side. They're looking at it, they're talking about it, they're watching YouTube videos about it, they're reading blog posts about it, buying books about it every week, talking about it, tweeting about it, Instagramming about it, liking other people's stuff, talking about the goal that they want to reach, yet they still standing on the cliff. And then when someone asks them, okay, well, your goal's right there, you right here, when are you going to jump? Why haven't you jumped yet? What are you waiting for? They say, well, look, if I come up short, I'm going to land down here and I'm going to die. I'm going to crash into the rocks and kill myself. Well, guess what? Most people die standing on the cliff. Most people die still standing on the cliff. They never jump, they never come up short, and of course they never make it because they never took the leap. And I'm going to tell you the last thing, 2 last things here. If you put yourself in a position where you have to jump from right here to where you want to go, that other cliff that's 5 feet away or 50 feet away or 10,000 feet away, when you put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to jump, there's a 99% chance you're going to make it. One more time. When you put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to succeed at what you're going after, there's a 99% chance you're going to make it. Why? Because your life is on the line. Because you're giving yourself no other options. You're giving yourself no other outcalls but to make it. And last thing I'm going to tell you, when one of my teammates in college was teaching me how to do the crossover dribble, because I never really used the crossover that much. He was the first person to really teach me how to do a crossover like really fast, how he used to do it. And I said, yo, teach me how to do that cross. He came to my apartment off campus one day. He showed me how to do the crossover. And a couple weeks later, I was asking him, I was like, yo, man, I know how to do it. You showed me how to do the crossover, but I'm always hesitant to do the move. How you know the move's gonna work? Like, when do you pull it out in the game? And he said, yo, Dre, you just got to throw it out there. You just got to throw them out there. If you want to get across, you want to cross people over in the game, you just got to throw it out there. I know you don't know how it's going to work. I know you don't know what the result's going to be. I know you can't see the future before you do the move, but guess what? You just got to throw it out there. That's the only way you're ever going to know. It's the same thing for you. So if you're afraid of failure, all you're doing is standing on the edge of a cliff and you're going to die standing right there on that edge instead of jumping. Most people never even fall down there because everybody who puts themselves in a position where they have to, they do it. When you have to, you achieve. When you kind of, sort of, maybe, you stand right there, you do nothing. Very few people actually fall in the middle. And if you ever fail down there, you find you be the only one there. And you won't fall either, because when you got to jump, you make it. Hopefully that helps some of y'all out there. If you're not subscribed to my podcast called Work on Your Game, is every single day. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, Blueberry, everywhere else. Get it, help yourself, do yourself a favor. My name is Dre Baldwin. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.